Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Welcome. Great to have you here. Start the week together. 888-900-3393. Brand new bingo card, which you can find pinned to the top of Pat Unleashed on X and Instagram, wherever else.
Wait, is it pinned to Instagram? I think it's on.
No, it's not on Instagram.
It's only on the Twitter X.
But you can find us at Pat Unleashed on Instagram.
Yeah, that's true. No, that's a fact.
That is a fact.
That is a fact.
It's a jack. All right, so our bingo card this week, as every week, it's filled with fabulous prizes selected especially for you. If you fill out and are the first to call us with your bingo. And when you call, what is it you're supposed to say, Keith? Hello, welcome, hi, a first-time caller, long-time listener. You're supposed to say...
Yeah, and I've got 7 points, and then I'll hang up and listen off air.
I have a poem to read, a soliloquy, and then...
I've been listening to you for years, by the way. I appreciate all you do.
Oh, first of all, let me just say good morning. No, none of that.
Now, how's your day going so far?
No.
Is it a good one?
No.
So the phone number you call is 888-900-3393.
And then when you get on with Pat, you freaking say?
The first thing you say when you get on with Pat is bingo!
Bingo! Bingo.
Actually, say that to Daniel, too.
I think we need to enforce that.
Yeah. Okay. They
You're
don't win.
Disqualified.
They are disqualified. If your first thing out of your mouth is not bingo.
And if it's not at least 100 decibels.
Yes.
Right.
I will hang up on you.
Yeah, none of this bingo. None of that.
No. Then you disqualify.
Bingo!
Yes.
Got to be excited. All right, because you win $30 worth of merchandise.
Fabulous prices.
From patgrayshop.com and a dozen Kexi cookies. So, I mean, it's pushing $100 worth of prizes. Anyway, our bingo card this week starts with upper left-hand corner, but stupid. Then we've got Jeffy saying, do ya? Joe Biden with...
I'm going to get in real trouble.
Mm-hmm. Poked with pickle forks. Pat predicts.
Ooh.
Then noticing, isn't she lovely?
Isn't she lovely?
Allegations pressed on your name. I think that's a casualty of our first machine.
Oh, no, and it's not at patheads.com.
I don't. Well, dang it. Because that was fun. That was a fun scam call. There are 4 allegations pressed on your name. Okay. All right. That scares
to find
me.
It.
Yeah. Keith saying...
This is inside baseball.
Joe Biden with...
I give you my word as a Biden.
Jeffy excuses something shady. Almost a free square. He does that every time he shows up. Joe Biden.
I'm Pittsburgh, and I really mean it.
It's the worst.
Pittsburgh, and because I really mean it.
I'm Pittsburgh, and I really mean it.
Oh, he really means it. He's Pittsburgh.
Cool.
You thought he was joking about that. He's not.
I did.
He's not.
I thought it was.
Yeah, but he's not. He really means it. Then we've got Jeffy is... Oh, me saying Jeffy has seen every show ever broadcast. Everything is awesome. Everyone has a podcast.
Oh, yeah, and thank you for joining mine on Friday, by the way.
Yeah.
The Friday live stream. The whole gang was there.
Joe Biden saying...
I'm not joking.
Okay. You think I'm joking? I'm not. I'm not joking. Whatever. Some variation of that. Keith with...
non sequitur.
KJP saying...
Giving the American people a little bit more of a breathing room.
A little bit more of a breathing room.
Breathing room.
Jeffy says, that's a fact. Any Joe Lie compilation?
Oh, gosh, that could be anything.
That could be...
How many deer out here are wearing Kevlar vests?
No, honey. No. Then, right there! Hamas holes. Joe saying...
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, and you ain't black.
Mm-hmm. Keith says...
Fun fact.
And Lunchbox Joe. So that should be a fun week. Be listening for those. Fill out your sheet, and when you get the bingo, give us a call. Let that be the first thing out of your mouth when we go to you. All right? So there were 144 confirmed tornadoes in the Midwest.
And that's just
Friday and Saturday. Yeah. That might actually be a little bit higher than that. Might be a lot higher than that when you factor in yesterday. But check out these maps. The red spots are where tornadoes occurred.
And that's just Friday on that one, from Texas to Nebraska.
Wow.
Nebraska, of course.
Really, really hit hard.
And now then Saturday rolls around, and Oklahoma is the center of attention.
Wow.
You just read one weather person after another online. Like, this is unprecedented stuff. Like, there's Sulphur, Oklahoma before and after. That town was just leveled.
Oh, man. Jeez.
4 people dead in Oklahoma yesterday.
Oh, man. The amazing thing about Friday and Saturday, nobody died in those tornadoes.
On Friday.
Yeah.
Saturday, you had the 4 deaths in Oklahoma.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Saturday, okay.
Yeah.
Jeez.
But yeah, I mean, and we're going to play some of
it's miraculous that nobody died on Friday.
Yeah, we're going to play some of the footage, and you'll see how did people survive this? How did everyone survive this in Nebraska?
Yeah, it's amazing. First of all, there was a train hit by a tornado.
Yeah, a couple guys on a train, and they see it coming toward them. And that's a pretty safe place to be, actually, if you're parked in that massive train.
Oh.
Yeah, hopefully the train is heavy enough that it's not going to get picked up by the tornado.
That just took that building out.
I appreciate, this footage, man. I mean, you go into the storm.
Should we get away from the windows?
Yeah, but hold the phone up for us, though.
Jeez. Yep, starting to get a bit windy.
Oh, my goodness.
A lot of debris starting to hit the...
direct hit.
Wow. And here it comes. Jeez, they're right in it.
Yeah. Wait, put the phone back up.
We'll have a car on the ground?
Yeah.
We're going to have something on the ground. I guarantee we will.
Yeah. And then he sticks the camera out when the tornado passes, and you see the damage. You'll see trees here when he sticks the... Yeah, your window's gone.
Wow.
Double pane window, he says. And it's been blasted.
Car over. Let me see.
So they have cars over, trees down. Yeah.
Wow. I mean, they went right through it.
Yeah.
Or the tornado went right through them.
Yeah.
That's really something. Jeez.
We ain't going nowhere.
We ain't going nowhere.
We're on the ground.
That's amazing. Not a single obscenity.
Oh, that's because we bleeped him out. Nice job, Noah.
Oh, okay.
Nice job, Noah.
All right. I didn't notice that.
Yeah,
so
I
there
didn't
were
either.
a few?
Did you just drop the audio or something? There was 5 of them. Good
no, he
job.
bleeped them. I heard the bleeps.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, sorry. We were mesmerized by
wow, what are these, like choir boys or something? That's
Yes,
nice.
The choir
That's
boys.
nice.
Yeah,
They're all-
train conductors are known for being.
Yeah, well, that's what I thought. Yeah, I thought it's pretty well known that they're super religious.
100%.
And,
Yep.
attend church.
That's what they were doing. They were doing their scriptures as the tornado was coming.
okay.
That's why they were blessed.
Was
and
Jeffy
alive.
there? 'Cause
Yes.
Yeah. That sounds like an activity that he'd be a part of. Scripture study.
Yes, it
Getting
does.
together for Bible study at a train. He does that all the time. All the time.
Yeah, I mean,
Anytime he's not here, you can bet he's studying scripture somewhere with a group of
people,
like-minded
Yes.
Bible.
wow, you're really kind of letting it out there. I mean, that's kind of inside baseball, but I mean, if you want everyone to know what Jeffy does in his spare time, I mean, cover's blown.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I probably shouldn't.
No one supports train conductors.
More than I do, and especially not Bible study among train conductors. Then we go to Elkhorn, Nebraska. I think this happened on Friday, right?
Yep, Friday
and this
afternoon.
is where there were no fatalities.
Yeah.
There were no reports of serious injuries even.
That one might be north side of Lincoln. I'm not sure. There's so much footage. So much.
That's a big tornado.
Yeah, that
So
one,
beautiful.
I think that one
Wow.
is.
Yeah, it's not that beautiful if your home is being torn apart by it.
yeah.
You know? Yeah, that takes away some of the beauty. Takes the edge off this really cool nature event just a bit. But look at that rotation. That is something else. Wow.
I don't know if that's Western.
You don't know if that's
I'm trying to figure out if
somewhere
that's,
in Nebraska,
yeah,
right?
I'm trying to figure out if that's the one north side of Lincoln or out in West Omaha / Elkhorn.
That is fascinating, though, isn't it? Okay. As long as it's not your neighborhood 100%. Being torn to shreds.
Yes.
It's fascinating.
Now, this guy is out here. His wife is begging him to come inside, and he's like, nah, I got to get this footage. And that tornado
Stop nagging me, woman. Try to get some cool footage here, okay?
Well, and I didn't send in the After Effects, but... and remember, all these Nebraska videos, wow. All these Nebraska videos, everybody is safe and alive, you know?
Yeah.
But this guy...
Property damage, but they're safe.
He records to the last minute when you see the twister break into two.
Look at that thing. What is that flying?
It breaks into
two different twisters. She's like, come on, baby.
Look at that.
Yeah. So he gets inside. Their home got destroyed, by the way.
No.
Yeah, the guy recording that. Yeah.
Did it really?
Yeah. Now, this right here is Elkhorn for sure. Because I showed this to my brother-in-law. Because when
this almost doesn't look real.
Yeah.
Look at that.
And the people are outside. Look at this.
Yeah.
They're all down in their driveways recording this for us. Thank you. And
it's crazy, though. Get to safety, people. Yeah. Go into your basement or wherever your safe space is.
When I go to Nebraska, I spend a lot of time in Elkhorn. And this tornado that you're looking at here got within a half a mile of my family up there. Another tornado got another half a mile from family up there. It was all over the place, man. It was insane.
That is just
This is Elkhorn
unreal.
after that tornado.
Oh, no.
Yep, and this is Elkhorn again.
Look how it got both sides. That is a big tornado that takes out both sides like that.
When I was watching Ryan Hall,
that's really horrifying.
One of his storm chasers was saying it's a mile wide.
It must have been.
So, yeah.
Because look at that. I mean, look at the devastation, how wide the path is.
Yeah, and talking to my brother-in-law yesterday, he said that the tornado that we just saw there in the neighborhood was headed toward them, and then it hit some ridge near the river there and kind of just turned it to the north slightly. I mean, it's so close, you know.
Makes you count your blessings, doesn't it?
This is Saturday night in Oklahoma on I-35. We don't know yet what fell from the sky, but
oh my gosh!
Yeah, it's like the movie Twister. We don't know what that is. A lot of discussion online.
Either tractor trailer.
People think it's tractor trailer. They think maybe it's more
mobile
of a
home or something.
Yeah, maybe it's the back end of like a propane truck.
Probably,
or something.
probably a tractor trailer type of thing. But that's. Do we know if this car smashed in? Must have, right? There was.
No, he went around.
Oh, he did get around it?
Yeah, and I couldn't find any kind of follow-up on this. Like, was there an occupant in whatever that was? Look, did you see that tornado and the lightning?
Yeah.
Flashed up?
Yeah.
Ugh.
Frightening.
I can't imagine.
Really something else. Wow.
And then we have this is Sulphur, Oklahoma, Sunday morning after the Saturday night devastation. You just saw the before and after there earlier. I mean, that town's gone. They had, in fact, I think it was...
Look at that.
I think I saw something that said 4 tornadoes right there at Sulphur.
Oklahoma gets hit hard on a regular basis by these things.
Yeah. And
what was it? What was the town in a suburban Oklahoma City
Moore.
town? Yeah. It's been hit multiple times and destroyed multiple times. Wow, that is devastating.
So please help if you can.
Yeah.
I know mercury1.org.
Mercury1.org. All of your donation goes where you want it to go, and that's to help the victims of these tornadoes. Mercury1.org if you can contribute. Greatly appreciated. There's a lot of rebuilding to do.
No kidding.
Jeez. That's just really astounding, isn't it? Wow.
Yeah, one of the casualties there in Oklahoma was a baby, unfortunately.
Oh, jeez.
So keep those families in your prayers too.
Yeah. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Got to tell you about Preborn. because there is a real effort right now to continue the slaughter of babies in our country. And it is just really sad and really tragic. As Mother's Day approaches, we want to tell you about this organization that cares so deeply for mothers. And that, of course, is Preborn. Preborn network of clinics exists exclusively to offer love, life, and support to pregnant women who are feeling scared and alone and who are being pressured to make the ultimate choice, one that will not only sacrifice the life of their baby, but will also take a piece of their heart. When a distressed mother comes to Preborn, she's welcomed with open arms and is offered a free ultrasound to see and hear the precious life inside her. And the majority of the time, once that happens, she chooses life for her baby. This Mother's Day, you can help bring life to both a mother in need and an at-risk baby. One ultrasound is only $28. 5 ultrasounds, $140. Every penny goes toward the loving mothers and babies as well. And when you become a monthly sponsor, you'll receive pictures and stories of the lives that you helped save. To get involved, just dial pound 250, say the keyword baby, that's pound 250, or you can visit preborn.com/Pat.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
All right. An event I absolutely hate and have always hated.
I know.
I mean, forever. It doesn't matter if it's a Republican in office or a Democrat in office. I hate the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
And this was a creation of Woodrow Wilson, correct?
Exactly. Yep. He got this ball rolling back in, 1920 or something, 1918, 19, in there somewhere.
I was going to say, by 1920,
he was a vegetable.
Himself,
so, yeah, it was probably before that. But here were the guests arriving.
Oh, fun stuff.
In the middle of a pro-Hamas protest.
The Palestine flag hit the chick in the face. Oh.
That's great. Isn't that great?
Good. Yeah.
How wonderful.
We got the other video of them arriving? Yeah. Look at there in the black tie affair. Getting yelled at right in their faces.
Yeah. And these are all, by the way, almost every one of those is a like-minded person.
Thank you.
And yet they're being hassled and harassed by these a-holes outside.
By the what?
The a-holes? The Hamas holes?
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, the Hamas holes outside. And so we got that going for us. No matter where you go, no matter what you do, there they are.
Yeah,
there they are. Fortunately, we've been kind of spared, at least where I hang out in Texas. But yeah.
That is not the case for the majority of country.
I know.
In fact, we got a map later we'll show you about all the fun places the Hamas holes are hanging out.
Man. So, have we done both? We've done both arrivals,
yeah, we did
right?
those, yeah. You want to hear some funny stuff from Joe Biden?
Do I?
He's funny.
Because he's always just so charming and funny, and relatable. You got to love him.
Relatable.
He is their revenge and retribution. When in God's name have you ever heard of another president say something like that?
What?
And he promised a bloodbath when he loses again.
Okay, come on.
We have to take this seriously.
No, that's not what he
ago,
said, douchebag.
Could have written off as just Trump talk.
My gosh, I hate
no
this.
longer.
I just hate the lies and the incendiary lies, too. I mean, he's trying to fire up his base and get them afraid. The fear-mongering that he does on Donald Trump is absolutely despicable.
Yep.
The lying, the quotes he attributes to him, the misstatements and misrepresentation of everything he says. I mean, Trump says things that are wild enough, but then he takes that and makes it into something it obviously wasn't. And it just, I can't take it.
But that was great that he took the event that was supposed to be, let's tell jokes.
Yeah.
And in fact, I don't even think that I sent in the clip of him just telling the press, you got to cover it this way. You got to do this. I mean, like, okay. First of all, we know what you want the press to do, and we know the press will do it for you. But
And
rarely,
they've been doing it.
Rarely is it so. The way he laid it out there was so
obvious.
bad. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, this was just a good old time at the White House Correspondents' Dinner.
And there was more from
I had a
Wonderful
great
Joe.
stretch since the State of the Union.
What?
Well, Donald has had a few tough days lately. You might call it stormy weather.
That's funny.
Man.
What the hell?
What the hell?
The
Stormy
worst.
weather. Let's make fun of a political prosecution.
How? He's so bad.
I want to play the first 3 seconds. I mean, his dentures, man. Something's going on
something
there.
happened. Donald. Play that.
I had a great stretch since the State of the Union.
Great
What?
stretch.
Donald has had a few tough days lately.
Golly.
You might call it stormy weather.
Okay.
Oh, man. Yeah, he's good. He's good, isn't he? He can't even deliver a line when it's written out for him. He should not. He should be skipping this event. You know? He's just not capable of pulling it off. He's just not. And did you see where Joe now walks with a group of people so that they can hide his gait?
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty common knowledge that that's what's going on, and that's why he's doing it, because he's so halting and stiff that people have to cover up the way he walks now.
Yeah.
Here they come.
Because the press predominantly is to the right of the screen. And so they're blocking, for the most part, this view. But this one guy has his camera in position where he can see it from this angle.
That is something else.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, man.
Let's block for him. Block
The
for the old
continuing
man.
strategy to try to make it look like this guy is capable of another term.
He wasn't capable of this one.
No.
Yeah.
No, he was not. Wow.
Yeah, do we have the shoes that he's wearing now? Did I put that in here?
Yeah, right there.
Oh, look.
Yep. Right there.
So he's got these extra special balancing shoes that are all black, and there we go. Now they're supposed to keep him more stable so he doesn't fall on his face.
Notice that there's no laces.
No laces. Good call.
Okay.
You think he knows how to hold that little clip to tighten them, though?
Oh, no, he doesn't.
No.
No, he doesn't.
No, I mean, you can tell he didn't tighten them.
No,
Look at
they're
that.
not tight. Exactly.
This is just bad.
So bad. Wow.
We are not a real country.
So last week there were a couple of videos we didn't actually get to featuring Joe that we want to share with you. Showed up in Syracuse, New York, while they were trying to lay two fallen police officers
This is
to
the
rest.
thing. They were trying to get him to delay this visit to a chip factory because, hey, we just had two officers that got killed in the line of duty. We're holding the funeral, and so they had to pull officers away from trying to pay their respects to go do security for this feeble old man. And
He
then,
doesn't care.
And of course, he does bring it up, but in a special way that only Joe can do.
Every time a police officer puts on that shield every morning, their husband or wife, whatever it is, or child, worries about will they get that phone call? Will they get that phone call? I got one of those phone calls in a different circumstance.
I knew it. Knew it. And what? Was this Bo? Is that where he goes?
Yeah.
He got one of those calls on a different circumstance. It's always him.
Always.
It's always about him. Anybody who's died, any tragedy that's occurred, he makes it about him. And that doesn't matter whether it was his kitchen fire, his son Bo dying, it's always him. And another speech said this about the Bible Donald Trump is selling.
Yeah. Now, listen carefully to the very end of this clip here.
Trump bragged how proud he was to get rid of Roe v. Wade over. He took credit for it.
Good.
He said there has to be punishment for women exercising their reproductive freedom.
Oh, yeah, he said it just like
His
that.
words, not mine.
Okay.
He described the Dobbs decision as a miracle. Maybe it's coming from that Bible he's trying to sell. Whoa. I almost wanted to buy one just to see what the hell's in it. Folks,
okay,
it was no miracle. It was a political deal.
All right, we're done.
To get rid of Roe v. Wade. A deal.
Okay.
He can't say Roe v. Wade, of course.
So he's saying that he almost bought a Trump Bible so he could see what the hell was in it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, many people are taking that as the man, Joe Biden, has never opened a Bible, period. But maybe he was more specifically talking about the Trump Bible. I don't know. But you be the judge.
Also last week, construction workers in New York had some thoughts for Joe. And I think they were tender. I think they were tender thoughts. Here's an example of one of them.
What's it like seeing so many Republicans in Manhattan, so many Trump supporters in Manhattan? Does that surprise you?
No, not at all. It's turning now. Trump's turn again.
What's your message to Joe Biden?
You.
All right, I like it. F you. That's my message to Joe.
Okay.
That guy's awesome. Do you think that New York could possibly turn for Trump?
No. No, I don't think so. But it'll probably be closer than it's been in the past. But no, I don't think Trump wins New York. That would be something.
Wouldn't it?
If he wins New York, it's going to be a landslide like we've never seen.
Well, I just while I don't know, you had a chance to watch the video that I sent you, but if they steal Texas, maybe they'll turn their back on New York and we'll sneak that one through.
Yeah.
But
here's where Biden's approval rating stands right now. I mean, this is kind of indicative of what the guy was saying in New York. Biden is just not popular. People don't like him. He thinks people love him. He desperately craves people to love him, but we don't.
It's
Most
definitely
of us don't.
going to take a healthy amount of fraud, it would appear, for him to take 2024.
Let's take a look at the elected president's 13th quarter job approval ratings.
Okay.
The average ratings for the last 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 presidents.
Okay.
The last 10 presidents, Joe Biden's approval rating dead last at 38.7. 38.7% of Americans approve of him, which is still way too high, but it's the lowest ever in the last, I think, 70 years. I think this goes back 70 years. So you've got Eisenhower
right,
at the top of the list, 73.7% approval. Wow. Those days don't come back. Then you had Nixon. This was shortly before Watergate really kicked in. He was at 53.7%.
So
47.7 for Carter?
Okay, so Carter loses in a landslide at 47%, but Obama wins easily at 46%.
That's weird.
That is very weird.
You got Reagan there at 54.5%. George H.W. Bush, who is, I think, second lowest, right?
Yep.
41.9%, almost 42%.
And he lost.
Clinton at 53. He won. George W. Bush, 51%. Talked about Obama. Then you have Trump at 46.9%.
Trump had a higher approval rating
than
Obama. At this point.
Yeah, and much higher than Joe Biden.
This is, you know what though? This is March. This is, first quarter of 2020. This is right before COVID insanity kicks in.
All right. Yeah. Yep. That's when things went haywire for him.
I mean, by any measure, Joe Biden should not win this fall.
No, he should not. I mean, it shouldn't even be close. It should be a landslide. Like a Reagan over...
It sure should.
Reagan over
Mondale Carter,
type landslide. Yeah. Wasn't it? Was it? It was Mondale that he won 49 states?
Yeah, Minnesota and D.C. went to Mondale.
Yeah.
You go.
That was huge. It was like in the 400s, I think, the electoral votes. 411 to whatever. I mean,
you do not get those days back.
No, it doesn't seem like you do. But I'd like to. Yeah. I'd like to this year in 2024. All right, 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Today, folks, when folks see shovels in the ground in these projects, work that you risk your lives doing lots of it.
Yeah, exactly. What he said, whatever that was.
What?
What?
Today, folks.
What? Yeah. All right.
When folks see
and,
shovels in the ground in these projects,
right?
The work that you risk your lives doing lots of it.
Okay. Yeah. You got it now? You got it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
How many times do you have to explain it? Okay. 3 at least.
Today, folks.
Right? Uh-huh.
When folks
see
shovels in the ground in these projects,
right?
The work that you risk your lives doing lots of it.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. I mean, there it is. There you have it. That's powerful.
Well, he's good.
That's a powerful statement right there. Good stuff. Got some tweets here. DMXDM. Tornadoes, one of the coolest things to see until they hit your house.
Oh, yeah. And he knows because he's the one that lost everything.
Oh, geez.
Just
really?
a couple years ago. Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah. He runs APR Coffee and lost his whole house operation, everything. It's a tough time for Dave.
Yeah, that sucks. Giblets tweets PSA. When seeking shelter from a tornado, the safe space is at your local leftist indoctrination site. Isn't the safe space you're looking for?
Yeah.
Good safety tip. Jimmy Dimples, wow, we've actually seen photographic evidence that Joe Biden no longer has enough brain power to tie his own shoes.
There it is.
Yep, right there, right there. So as we get closer to November, check out this report from CNN.
Our new poll, which was conducted by SSRS, finds Trump is leading Biden, who has ample work to do with his base and with independent voters who are breaking to his GOP rival. In a head-to-head race, 49% of voters say they'd pick Trump for president, compared to 43% for Biden. That's a 9-point Trump advantage with independent voters.
Cool.
And add in third-party candidates, and Trump's
look at that.
lead jumps even more. He has 42% to Biden's 33%.
Love it.
And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. gets 16% of the vote. Our poll also underscores the challenges of incumbency and that voters, 4 years later, have a better view of Trump's presidency compared to Biden's. 55% say Trump's time in office was a success, with only 39% saying the same about Biden's presidency.
Incredible.
I'm going to get in real trouble.
Yeah, you are. So, yeah. Boy, it almost makes
Those
you
are
want
great numbers.
Donate to Cornel West and Jill Stein.
Yeah,
right?
it does.
Stay in as long as possible, please, right to the end. And Jill Stein got arrested at one of these.
I was just going to tell you, she just got arrested at the pro-Hamas rally.
What was she doing?
Who knows? Keep showing up there, though.
Yeah.
Please.
Keep drawing that base,
Yeah,
the
that's
radical
great.
base, please.
Absolutely.
Away from Biden. Because you know that if you show up at these pro-Hamas events, you're not voting for Trump. You're probably not voting for Kennedy. You're voting for someone far left, like a Biden or a Jill Stein or Cornel West. So please, Jill Stein, please keep showing up at these events and take some of that base.
Yep. I'm all about that. I mean, 9-point difference when you put in the third-party candidates.
Yeah, so it was a
That's huge.
It's 6-point advantage.
6-point head-to-head.
9-point when you put in the independents.
Yep. And I keep seeing that these third-party candidates do nothing but cut into Trump's lead. No. And that's a CNN poll.
CNN poll.
So,
and I added up, let's see, so Kennedy took 16% of that vote, and then I think it was West took 4%, Stein 3%. So that's a healthy number. Even if you take RFK out, let's just say you split it evenly, Trump and Biden, that's 7% going to Stein and West, far left candidates.
Yeah.
Yes, please. Look at that.
Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
It's great. 42-33 when you factor in Kennedy, West, and Stein. I'll take that all day.
And then
all day, every day.
49-43 Trump in a two-way race.
Either way, it looks good for Trump right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got to get that lead to double digits as far as I'm concerned for Trump. Yeah. I mean, just that's reality.
I mean, 6 points would be hard to fake, but, it should be as wide a spread as possible.
A serious question. I do not know the answer to this. Maybe somebody can look this up, but what were the final polls right before the election in November of 2020 between Biden and Trump? That's what we need to look at.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't remember. Did you see where Kamala Harris spoke about her laugh when she was on with Drew Barrymore. Check this out.
People still got to get used to this, right? I mean, my staff, for example, sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like, apparently, some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I love your laugh.
Oh, my
yes.
gosh.
I love your laugh. Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, it's soothing, isn't it?
Hold on a second. Kamala's laugh is horrid. I mean, I know you've got it on the wall there and you play it all the time. No. But can we? I think more annoying is play
how
the
close
clip
she
again.
is.
Yes, get out of her face. Play it again, please.
I mean, that's
look at how
bizarre.
awkward this is.
It is very. Watch.
Sometimes they'll show me little things that just amuse me. Like, apparently, some people love to talk about the way I laugh.
Oh, yes.
I even think Kamala's kind of pushing her, like, nonchalantly trying to.
I know, like, get out of my face.
With her hands. I know she talks with her hands, but I think she's saying, like, back that.
I'm a Drew watcher. That's her thing.
You're a Drew. Okay.
That's her thing.
You got to be kidding me.
You
watch Drew Barrymore
Just too
show?
muck and fudge. That's a bingo square. Chris, I watched Drew Barrymore. Okay, tell us. I know.
That's her thing.
She did this with
yes.
With
Dylan Mulvaney.
Dylan Mulvaney,
yeah,
too.
It's her thing. It's her way of saying, I'm so interested in you. I love what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's annoying.
It's very annoying.
It's
Look she's like inches away.
Yes. At least she's not sitting on the floor. She's usually sitting on the floor, shoes off.
That's what she was doing. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Really?
Yes.
During an interview?
Yes.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Because it's relatable. You know, you can relate to that.
Oh, yeah. Let me tell you, when I'm talking to somebody, they kick their shoes off and get on the floor. I'm like, all right, now we're having a real discussion.
Next time you invite me to your house, I'll show you how I really mingle with my friends.
Okay.
You said the next time I invite you to my house? Noted. Okay, so look at this. Look at this right here. Oh, whoa. Hold on. That one was doctored. That one was doctored. I don't think we're going to show that one. Anyway, I can't show it now because somebody messed it up. Don't you hate it when people do that? Let's see. Dylan Mulvaney and Drew Barrymore. But yeah, it's the same exact scenario. Just replace Kamala with Dylan Mulvaney. It's gross.
And she's right there with
She's right there, yes.
with him. Wow.
All right. People have photoshopped that picture.
I was going to tell you guys that in 2020, November 3rd, 2020, Joe Biden was up 8.4%.
What
really?
Poll? Is that all the polls?
That's all that's
the average?
Polls. Yeah.
He was up 8.4?
Yes. This is according to 538.com.
Wow.
This was the national polls on 2020. He was up.
I wonder if that plays into the whole, because remember 2016 the polls were wrong, and the theory was that people didn't want to admit out loud that I'm voting for Trump. Screw you, you know. And I wonder if that was some of that here as well, because that's
I don't know, but that's a lot.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so Trump was at 43 at 8 points,
and he didn't win by 8 points. Certainly.
No, he didn't.
So,
could have finished that sentence that he didn't win, but whatever.
I mean, that makes it sound
tomato.
like he did win,
yes,
legitimately.
Like legitimate, he won, yes.
Yeah. Earlier, we showed pro-Hamas supporters in D.C. the White House Correspondents' dinner. What better way to celebrate Free Palestine than at a drag queen story hour event at a library? Gross. This is the way to do it.
Twofer.
Today, what we're going to do is we're going to shout Free Palestine. Can I hear that? Free Palestine! If you're a drag queen and you know it, shout Free Palestine! If you're a drag
you know they'd kill you, moron.
really want to show it,
they'd throw you off a building.
you know it, shout
They'd cut your head off.
Excellent.
Yeah, why don't you go to the Gaza Strip and do your cute little routine there?
Oh, my gosh.
Why don't you tell them, I'm all about freeing Palestine while you're dressed that way and acting like that. And let's see how they respond.
What's the most...
in the Free Palestine.
Yeah. What's the most enraging part of that video for you? Because you've got the
fact that they'd kill that moron. And there he is, extolling their virtues. Free Palestine. Shut up. They hate your guts. And he is singing their praises.
Yeah, it's gross on so many levels.
Oh my god!
You've got this trans
and the
dude
kids
hanging out with little kids
again,
and then talking about Free Palestine, and then I swear, I
having them repeat it
But there shouldn't be this many parents allowing
No, I
kids
know.
in the nation to go to one of these events, much less
For sure.
one gathering with
I don't get
dozens of moms in there with their kids. We are just committing suicide as a nation, and
By
we
the
are
way,
destroying the children.
Our friend Alex Stein went to Austin over the weekend and actually told the trannies that were down there, Free Palestine, told them, you know what happens when you go to Palestine as
Oh,
this?
did he?
He
Good.
did. Guess what happens?
Good. What?
He got beaten up to a pulp.
What? Alex
Yes,
Stein got
Alex
beaten up?
Stein got beaten up and assaulted down in Austin.
Really?
Because of what he said like that. They punched him so hard. It's all on video. Go to his social media. They got him really good.
Did he fight back or did he just...
Oh, yeah, he fought back.
Yeah.
But
wow.
I was like, yeah, they're going to kill you. And then as soon as he said that, just got punched in the face.
It's true.
It is.
What part of that don't you understand? It's absolutely true. It's a fact. And that's who you're supporting right now. It's incredible. Is Alex okay?
Oh, yeah, he's okay.
Yeah,
he laughs it off and kind of like, oh, you guys are going to go die when you go to Gaza. But other than that, he's okay.
I wish they would. I wish they'd go to Gaza and show
100%.
their support.
Please show your support. He
In
did
their
say
drag
they'll-
queen outfit.
He did say that they'll learn how to fly when they go to Gaza. So,
all right. Just like it was back during the pandemic, today we're facing drug and medical supply shortages here in the United States. As of March, there were more than 200 drug shortages. And it looks like it's going to get worse before it gets any better. Healthcare experts have pointed to shortages, domestic production, and the Drug Supply Chain Security Act as trends to watch this year. You wouldn't think that things like this could happen in America, but here we are. And we've been seeing it now for the last few years. This is why you should have a Jace case. It provides life-saving antibiotics in this little kit for emergency use. You get 5 antibiotics, and you can do add-ons as well. Things like ivermectin and an EpiPen. You just fill out a form online, and they send it right to your door. There are dozens of add-ons and all kinds of options. Jace Medical is empowering people just like you to be able to take your family's health care into your own hands. Check it out today. Go to jacemedical.com, enter the promo code PAT at checkout, and you'll get a nice discount on your order. That's promo code PAT at JASE, jacemedical.com.
That gray is unleashed.
So there were pro-Hamas protests all over the country this past weekend.
Again.
Check out the map of where these protests occurred.
College campuses. I mean, this is all over the nation here. From sea to shining sea. Boy, the Northeast has got
heavy concentration on the East Coast, of course, but they're literally happening coast to coast.
The Midwest. I mean, you had Indiana University.
Jeez.
Obviously, the West Coast there, UT Austin.
It looks like North Texas. Where in the Dallas area
I was just
did
going
that
to say
occur?
that. Keith, do you know where that one is?
I
Is that SMU? Did they do that at SMU? TCU? Somewhere in there?
I don't know.
Oh, it better not be TCU. Come on, TCU.
Got Austin.
Yeah, I see Austin.
Of course. UT.
And I think that's Houston.
Yeah, somewhere in Houston, too.
Let's see here. Wow, this headline says, like university. Okay, it's UT Dallas.
Yeah. UT Dallas.
UT Arlington.
Okay.
Okay.
So all of the metro area here, the UT campuses.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Glad it wasn't SMU or TCU.
I do like Hoosier Volunteer tweeting at us, which is better, Hamas holes or Hamasids? Hamazis. Like Hamas Nazis. Hamazis.
Yeah.
Hamas-ZIS.
It's a little bit difficult.
Very difficult.
Let's stick with Hamas holes.
Probably, yeah.
But that was
Hamas
worth, bringing to the table and having a conversation about.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
Yes, it was.
Appreciate that, Hoosier Volunteer.
And here's, there's Georgia State trooper.
Watch this.
Tackle.
Play it. Let's go. Let's go.
Some of these
Watch this guy.
little protests.
Okay. Oh, Terry Tate at his ass. Oh, look at that.
Boom. Good.
And then he falls on a bucket, you moron.
Good.
All right, play the next one.
And
Play
he's wearing the picnic table on his picnic tablecloth on
Look at
his
this.
head.
You don't want to walk?
Nice. I love it how they start screaming bloody murder when it doesn't go exactly their way.
All right, so that's Georgia. Georgia State Troopers, we're not having any of this. And I want you to pay attention. Look at the green tents in the background.
Ow, what are you screaming ow for? What hurt?
Okay.
He just lifted you up.
Because he's a sad little man.
So
All right,
great.
this is Cal Poly, Humboldt. They destroyed the inside of this building, ransacked it.
Oh, jeez.
Yep, and there's that. I mean, it gets worse.
And this helped Palestine somehow?
Yeah,
This
it
is
did.
helping
Yeah.
free them?
Yeah, when you destroy the inside of a building. Yeah.
Then everything's fixed in the Middle
Hamas
East.
is free.
Let's go to the prayer call.
Okay.
You got to see this. I don't know. Is this Yale? I couldn't figure out where this was exactly. But there you go. America has been conquered. Our campuses are now kneeling in prayer and doing prayer calls on campus there like this. That's good.
It's beautiful.
It is beautiful.
What happened to church and state?
Not lovely.
What happened to church and state? Yeah, well,
A good question.
the letter didn't say mosque and state, did it? Thank you. All right. Let's go to Arizona State real quick. We're going to run out of time. Oh, no, there's Harvard. There's Harvard. Raising of the Palestinian flag at the Harvard campus.
My
That's
gosh.
just gross.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, they took down the American flag
Yes.
and raised the Palestinian flag.
Feels like a conquered land, doesn't it?
Harvard University.
All right. So now we got graduation happening at Arizona State on one area of the lawn there, and then over here we've got the pro-Hamas rally. Yeah.
The Hamas holes.
The Hamas holes gathered there. Now they didn't tolerate it long, and then the troops come in there and let the frat boys dismantle the whole area there.
Protesters' belongings, and we've got the
Anyway, so there you go. That's good stuff there. And you'll notice a theme in all of these is the green tent. It's almost like it's not organic, y'all. It's almost like one giant entity is providing places for these people to stay.
What do you want to bet? We're going to find out George Soros' money is behind all this.
Oh, he already is. Yes. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Also in Germany, they're calling for a caliphate in the streets. We got that going on. Get to that coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Great to have you with us. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter, Instagram. Nancy's vodka-soaked dentures tweets, do you think a tent city is more or less of a tornado magnet than a trailer park?
Oh, my goodness. Why couldn't we have some interesting weather in other places?
Anthony Osh tweets, Chris inviting people to his house implies there's a road that goes to his house, unlike Pat's house. Yeah, it does imply that.
Yeah.
You got roads that lead to your house from Keith's? Okay.
I got to say, though, speaking of, houses that don't have roads that go to them, Pat, it was pretty cool seeing the Beaver Dam.
It was.
On Friday on...
Thank you for showing us.
If you go to youtube.com/@themicwithkeith, Pat joined us for the Friday live stream, and we got to see a lot of stuff.
Not his face, but we got to see a lot of stuff.
You couldn't see his face. It was almost
it's
like...
Blaze property.
It was, it was like Wilson the neighbor, kind of over on Tool Time.
You got to see some lawn.
You got to see
saw my swimming pool.
Your what's it called? Your
Home
movie
improvement.
theater room.
Home
We saw the
theater room. Yeah.
But we saw the Beaver Dam. It was breaking news that somebody disturbed the beavers.
Somebody is trying to break down the Beaver Dam.
Yeah.
And that's nobody at my house, so I don't know who's doing that. But
that's rude.
Yeah.
That's rude.
Beaver's going to show up pissed.
I want you to set a camera out there and just roll.
Yes,
and let's
Pat,
see them hard at work.
please set a camera.
Yeah, good idea. Yeah. Let's see. Jeffy is fat. Tweets.
Right to the point.
Yeah,
right to the
point. The trouble with Jill Stein and Cornel West taking support away from Biden is that it means Democrats think Biden isn't communist enough. Yeah. Eric White, privileged, tweets, does Hamas have a remote campus or remote campuses?
Yeah, they do.
Now, on to Germany. We mentioned that some interesting things going on in Germany. Here's one of those interesting things.
You've made the point that no matter what you say in German, if you're yelling it, it sounds bad.
Bad.
And
yeah.
in case in point.
Sounds like something that should be banned, and sure enough. Wow. And that does happen to be bad, even though everything sounds bad in German when you yell it. It just sounds like, it's Hitlerian, right? But they're calling for a caliphate. They're calling for an Islamic caliphate in Germany. Congratulations, Germans.
Yeah, and
that's great.
And what is her name? Oh, Eva. I don't know. She's over on the some European news network or whatever. She gave a speech in Hungary that's been making the rounds on social media, where she spent 15 minutes just explaining how the West is being destroyed by mass immigration and people that just come from other places that have no interest in Europe or their history or their way of life or their religions.
Right.
And one of the things that really stood out to me that she said, it was just terrifying. She said, in Germany, we have kids converting to Islam so that they can fit in.
Jeez. My gosh. So that they can fit in. It tells you what's going on in Germany, doesn't it?
Sure does.
It's not good. Have you heard the story of the AI deepfake of the voice that was faked by the principal to make him look like a racist?
Yeah, I think his athletic director was trying. So the black athletic director is trying to frame the white principal.
Yeah.
So this audio it's circulated, and this was bad news. I mean, this is like crossing the Rubicon as far as AI deepfakes go. This is our future right here. It's terrifying. So what you're going to hear is not the principal, but boy, it's his voice saying some really bad things.
I seriously don't understand why I have to constantly put up with these dumb here every day. Between these ungrateful black kids who can't test their way out of a paper bag, or these teachers who don't get it, how hard is it to get these students to meet their grade level expectations? Lawrence and Ravenel should have never been hired. And don't let me get started on DJ. I'm going to drag his black out of here one way or another. I'm going to get something to stick.
Wow.
I'm just so sick of the inadequacies of these people.
Oh, gosh.
And if I have to get one more complaint from one more Jew in this community, I'm going to join the other side.
Oh, my gosh. So how did they figure out that was AI?
How did they figure that out? Chris, do you know how they figured this out?
Because the police are the ones who said, no, that was AI.
Because that was posted back in January. So this took months of this guy's reputation being dragged through the mud. And this is...
So the guy on the left is the one who faked it.
Yes.
The guy on the right's the principal, right?
Correct. Yeah.
And that looks really and sounds really bad for him.
Sure does. This was in Baltimore. And
this is going to happen a lot now.
Yeah.
You got to believe it's going to happen a lot. And there will be times when people won't figure out that was AI.
The chief of police says that they concluded that the recorder was not authenticated. So they run it through a AI-generated technology program, and they realized that it was not authentic.
Wow. Really? You can do
I wouldn't
that,
even know how to do that.
Yeah,
to test it. But that's
no
good to know.
idea.
Well, I'm glad that a police department has this.
Yeah.
Because I want the police department to check my stuff before I get accused.
Wow. I mean, that was really ugly. So if the guy really said that, you'd want him gone.
Sure.
But he didn't really say it.
Yeah.
And he must have maintained his innocence the whole time, and then police finally exonerated him. Wow.
So anyway, the guy on the left there, let's see, he was being investigated in a theft investigation that had been initiated by the principal. So he was, trying to go after him to throw him off of his case.
Yeah.
And this is tip of the iceberg stuff, I'm afraid.
Yeah, we're going to see a lot of this, a ton, and you won't know what's real and what isn't. How are we going to know? And I'll bet you there will be plenty of times when it won't be concluded that was faked,
right?
Even if it was. It's really sad.
So here's the full rundown. This is amazing. The investigators ran the account that was sent. It was registered to the grandma, Darian's grandmother. Then they recognized that the phone number was a Google account phone number. Then that was registered to Darian in South Carolina. Then the FBI ran the program, the recording, and it contained traces of AI-generated content with human editing after the fact. So basically,
wow. That's great.
That's amazing.
I mean, kudos to the FBI for not framing. It took some time out of
job.
Setting up parents at school board meetings and marching through towns.
Because we know they're really busy with that stuff.
Yeah.
So I'm glad they had some time to actually find out somebody was innocent.
And by the way, this is the program that the guy used: OpenAI tools and Microsoft Bing chat services.
Wow.
To create that audio clip.
Sure sounds real, doesn't it? I mean, that's amazing that they can make it sound that real.
Terrifying.
Jeez.
I mean, that's our future. I mean, our future is now our present, right?
For sure.
And so, again, the article I read on this, and the headline was, "Where do I go to get my reputation back?" Exactly. Where do you go?
Yeah.
Because, I mean, there's people that will never hear the follow-up to this, that just think that he's a racist, and I'm glad he was drummed out of the school, and move on.
Yeah.
And they won't go back. It's like, hiding, the New York Times will hide a correction on page, C12 that was on the front page the day before.
Yep.
People won't see this.
No, they won't. They won't. And that guy will never get his reputation completely back. Florida Governor Ron DeSantis said at a press conference this week, or late last week, that some of the images that have gone viral of protesters blocking roads and anti-Semites harassing Jews on college campuses will not be tolerated in his state. He said, you think about what happened when you have these Hamas demonstrators out there. They're taking over bridges and they're taking over roads. First of all, you don't have a right to do that. Thank you. You have someone get stuck in traffic. Someone may need to get to a hospital. Someone may need to pick up a child somewhere. And you're just going to commandeer the road because you have this ideological predilection? They tried to do that in Miami. And what happened? In 10 minutes, they got dragged off the road where they belong. And we're not going to tolerate that.
Yeah.
I love it that he takes these stands about things that are going on. He's doing it with the people camping out in homes where they don't belong, the squatters. He's doing it with the Hamas holes that are sitting in roadways that are preventing people from doing whatever it is they're doing. It should not be happening. And he does this. He takes action on these important issues. How is it we don't have a chance to vote for this guy? How is it possible?
There was, put that map back up there, and I was just looking this up. University of Florida does show up there, but I think it was pretty short-lived, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, so I mean, they'll be able
to protest. You just can't block roadways and things.
Right. Yeah, and that's interesting though that first of all, can we stop calling them? I know that the mainstream media calls them pro-Palestinian protests.
Yeah, it's garbage.
And we call them pro-Hamas protests. Let's call them really what they are. They're anti-Israel protests. They're anti-Jew protests. That's what they are. Period. But it's interesting you brought up DeSantis. He and Trump are meeting today. They're hanging out.
They hung out, and I guess he's joining the campaign trail.
Oh.
Is he?
Yeah.
Does that
DeSantis
mean that
is going out for
DeSantis is going to
Trump?
go out for Trump.
So when does Trump stop calling Ron DeSantis DeSanctus?
That's never going to happen. You know that.
Should, if he's supporting him on the campaign trail.
It's Trump.
I mean, wasn't it just last week you called him that?
Yes.
Wait a minute. It's Trump, man. I want people to look at me. Oh, it's Keith. Give him a pass. Stop it. Stop making excuses.
That's what Democrats do for Biden.
Yes.
It's just Joe being Joe. No, I'm sorry. No.
And now you put up the Trump truth thing. Can we do that here? Let's see his truth from over the weekend directed at RFK. That bottom part there where Trump is saying that he would take Biden over RFK. What? I don't even understand your. I don't understand you, man.
Yeah.
And his big problem is climate and vaccines. That's what Trump's take is, that what, Biden is better than RFK on the climate?
No.
Mr. Green New Deal?
No.
And vaccines?
No.
Okay.
No.
I mean, and truth be told, Trump is much more aligned with Biden on vaccines than RFK, so okay.
So the meeting, according to the news, it was a bury the hatchet meeting.
Okay. Well, good.
And
good.
They talked on Sunday for hours, and DeSantis will join the GOP nominee.
I wonder if he's going to join the ticket. I wonder if that's the deal.
Oh, no, that's actually, you've heard the development on that.
No.
Bergamentum in full effect.
Yes.
Apparently, since he's so vanilla and boring and not controversial.
What? No way.
Not out there killing dogs.
He's moving up the list, Pat Gray.
Way is he going to be the nominee. No way. For vice president, Doug Burgum. Come on now.
He's vanilla, like his says,
No.
so it's perfect.
No. Please, no.
Bergamentum.
That doesn't help the move at all. Come on. You need somebody who's going to help the ticket.
Wait, what? You don't say the Bergmentum is not going to help
No.
the ticket?
No, I'm sorry. I can't even joke about him helping the ticket.
Again,
no.
He hasn't killed a puppy that we know of.
That we know of. Right.
If you missed the news, Kristi Noem.
Yeah, she shot her dog.
Yeah.
Took it to a
14-month-old puppy.
Gravel pit.
Yeah,
and shot the dog
Yeah,
dead.
because I guess the understanding is that pit is where she kills the horses when they get injured.
And goats.
And goats.
Okay.
So that's her killing ground.
It's the killing pit. It's the Kristi Noem killing pit. And so basically this dog was rambunctious. She hated it, she says. And
It wasn't good
it
at
killed 2
hunting.
chickens. It wasn't good at hunting.
I don't know why she announced this, because that's not going to go over well, and it hasn't.
Somebody tweeted out, next time just say, I have no interest in being VP.
Yes, that was
that's
right.
easy
That was a good
enough.
line.
Yeah. Yeah.
But is that something really that people are going to be like, oh, I'm not going to vote for her?
Yeah,
She's on the
I think
ticket?
it will be.
Really?
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
Yep. Now, I would love it if the same people that are outraged about the killing of the puppy would also, one puppy would take interest in the millions of babies that have been killed.
No, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. Yeah. I mean,
human babies.
That is the irony of it all. Yeah. Tragedy, irony. All right. Phew. Crazy.
Having fun yet, Pat?
Yeah.
Happy Monday.
Great time. Great
Happy
time.
Monday.
You know, what's just around the corner now is Mother's Day.
Oh.
Mother's Day is coming up, and your mom, did so much for you, right? The cooking, the laundry, the driving. I mean, our moms do absolutely everything for us. So maybe you do something for her, like send her a really beautiful bouquet from Books. Give mom flowers. She deserves the absolute best, and that's flowers from Books, short for bouquets, bouquets. And 25% off your entire order right now from Books on your purchase. So it's really going to save you some money, too. Here's why I like Books so much. Their flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best farms, so they last way longer. They even have flowers grown on the sides of a volcano. Books has modern designs, unique flowers you can't find anywhere else. It's simple. You go online, you pick a delivery date, and you're done. Mother's Day is May 12th, so that is coming right up. Don't miss the chance to thank your mom. Order your Books right now. And with 25% off, you can send some to mom, to your wife, to your aunt, to your grandma. Traffic instructions. Bouquet, Books, Creative Sciences Group. Go to Books.com, use the promo code PAT, and get 25% off. That's BOUQS. Books.com, promo code PAT.
You're listening to Pat Gray Unleashed.
I got some tweets here. Not a spooky dude. Not only the matching green tents at these protests, but also, according to Not a Spooky Dude, also take a look at all of the matching prayer rugs set up for the students. I don't think we noticed that, but good.
Well,
All
start
right.
keeping an eye on that.
Yeah.
Matching prayer rugs.
The Baron of Bubbles, I noticed on your Hamas hole map that there were no protests in Kentucky. They know that kind of crap can get you killed here.
Oh, and apparently, Chris monitoring the live chat in there, I misspoke. It wasn't University of Florida. It was Florida State where those protests were happening there. So
Tallahassee.
Yep.
Not Gainesville.
Yeah, my bad.
All right. You also notice none in my home state, Montana.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah. Take a look.
Too cold this time of year?
I'd like to point out that the entire Northwest, which is actually surprising, Seattle and Portland.
It is surprising.
Yeah.
No Washington, no Oregon.
Yeah.
They moved to the west,
Wyoming,
to the East Coast.
No Idaho, no Utah.
But you're right, Chris. I think Antifa in those major cities on the West Coast, Northwest, Seattle, Portland, are now over at these campuses.
Yep.
Back east. Yep. You're right.
Okay. The Baron of Bubbles. Yes. Thank you for that. That map. That noticing on the map that nothing happened in Kentucky. Bad engineer. Hamas holes could block traffic in Atlanta, and no one would notice.
That's a fact.
Tamara B. Do you think these college students would enjoy Sharia law? Oh yeah, wouldn't they love that?
Do
They'd
they know
love
Sharia
that.
law? Do they even know
doubt
what that
it.
is?
I doubt it. So stupid. They are so incredibly stupid. Stand Up Chuck tweets, we really need to call the protesters by their real names. Terrorist supporters. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Maybe turn one of those robo-dogs loose on them. I wonder how they'd like that. You know, the ones who are... Yeah, look at that.
Oh, yes.
All right. You can buy one of these, right?
Get out of the freeway. Get off the road. Here comes the robo-dog. I wonder if they'd move. I think they would.
I mean,
if that's coming at them, I'll bet they'd move.
That's our future right there.
You send that to one of those Hamas compounds, they're done.
Yeah, but you know that if a government of the United States has access to that kind of technology, they're going to turn them loose at a PTA meeting.
Yeah.
Fair.
You know what? They're not going to turn them loose on a college campus where pro-terrorist supporters are.
Sad but true. Apparently, Don Lemon was talking a little bit of common sense with Bill Maher over the weekend. That's interesting. Listen to what he had to say about DEI.
What do you think of the hubbub, Don, over NPR's alleged liberal bias, the NPR flap? That was the big story last week. What do you think about that? As someone who's had his tussles with media.
I think there's always room for improvement, and it's unfortunate I don't listen to NPR as much as I'm sure many people do. I don't get to listen to it, but yes, it does have a liberal bend. But I think a lot of media companies need to do some self-examination about what's happening inside the company. DEI is, look, there's some great things about DEI, but it's not all, roses. And I think we need to take a look at it, and we need to sort of do some rejiggering, because it's gone too far. It's become a religion. And if you don't abide by the religion,
thank you.
Then you get kicked out of the church.
That's right. Yeah, you don't abide by the religion, you get kicked out of the church.
Well, that's DEI, that's climate change, that's all of this garbage. That is leftist doctrine right now.
Yeah,
it's all of it.
So I mean that's a good take there, by Don Lemon. But don't fall in love with him just yet.
No, I wasn't going to.
I was going to say Bill Maher.
Although he's lost weight, he looks good. Doesn't he look good?
He looks great.
He looks better than I've ever seen him.
100%.
You want his number?
I was thinking about it.
If you have it,
yeah,
share it.
No, so I love this next back and forth between Maher and Lemon because, I mean, he's got Lemon dead to rights on this. This is such a great exchange.
I'm not minimizing what's going on, but it teaches some of these students to deal with discomfort, right?
Yeah, that's good.
Right. I mean, it does,
really
right?
need to.
But this
you
is
mean the living in the tent?
Well, living in the tent, and also, listen, I'm different than you guys. You know, I'm a black gay man, so I live in uncomfortable spaces all the time, and I think that is a good lesson for college students. Again, I'm not saying
what's going on?
What do you mean, what's going on?
Well, you so uncomfortable spaces.
Well, it's uncomfortable. Everything. College is not a comfortable place. You learn.
No, but you say you live in these spaces.
Yeah, I live in these spaces.
Well, I mean, just tell me what.
Well, I'm often the only person of color in the room, especially in.
There's only 3 of us
spaces.
here.
Yeah.
Come on.
That's
good stuff.
So if there's not an equal portion of black people,
gay black people,
gay black people, then he's uncomfortable? Is that the fault of everybody that's with you, or is that your own stinking problem?
I just thought that was so great.
That's great.
Bill goes, well, what's going on?
He's calling BS on a lot of stuff.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I don't care what you say. Bill Maher is calling BS on a lot of left-wing BS. And I like that.
What's going on? What
I like
tell
it.
us? Tell
I'm
us.
not gonna vote for the guy if he runs for president.
Right.
But I mean,
it's just nice that
he's
just
been solid.
Didn't let. I think 5 years ago, he says to Don Lemon, saying, "Yeah, you know, I'm uncomfortable. You know, I live a different. You know, I'm a gay black man." And then Bill Maher be like, "Yeah." But now he's like, "No, tell us.
Yeah, tell us what's going on in your life, in your stinking mansion, and your $10 million a year."
Gray Unleashed.
I may be Irish, but I'm not stupid. I married Dominic Giacoppa's daughter, so, you know, but everyone in town was either Polish or Italian. I grew up feeling self-conscious. My name didn't end in an S-K-I or an O. I was sort of raised in the Puerto Rican community at home politically. And so we came here for a long time. I got raised in the black church. He knows I'm not kidding. I got my education for real in the black church.
And for the Senate seat when I was 29 years old, it was because I started calling me Joe Bidenopoulos.
Right.
Oh, you think I'm kidding?
No,
I'm not joking, am I?
He's not joking. Is that a twofer right there? It might be.
That's one.
Yeah. Okay. 888-900-3393.
Woo.
Pat Unleashed on Twitter.
I so look forward to the day where we don't have to hear that voice ever again.
Oh, my gosh, please. Yes, please. By all that is good, right, and holy.
Start the countdown.
Excuse us from this guy, November 5th. Please. Please. It's so important for anybody, right, of communism to get out everybody in your family, make sure they vote. Make sure that even if they're not excited about the matchup, I know that it's the same as it was in 2020. It's critical that Joe Biden not be elected. It's critical. Please.
Do we think that regardless of who is declared the winner, that the other side will just let it go?
Go ballistic? Yeah, I'm afraid that's going to happen.
Which side will go more ballistic? Because that's the question there.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know the Biden side is already ballistic.
Yeah, we know that
the Trump side did an insurrection.
Right.
So which side is going to get worse?
The left loses their mind in rallies in the streets if an ATM fee is too high.
Yep.
Yeah.
The right has been from their point of view screwed over once in November, and probably not going to take too kindly if they perceive it happening again.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I just think it better be a big margin there, I think is what it needs to be.
Thank you for showing the clock, Joe. That's 266 days, 4 hours, and 21 minutes.
Not soon enough.
Wow.
And what kind of damage would this Biden administration do? They've already, in trying to be reelected, they've done what in many ways could be insurmountable damage to this country.
Mm-hmm.
If they're a lame duck administration, I don't even want to think of the stuff for 2.5 months they could do to this country. Just saying.
Mm-hmm.
Buckle up, prepare, and keep your head.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's going to be really important for us to keep our heads and remain calm, cool, and collected. Which, we're paying for the last 3 years on January 6th for not doing those things. We didn't keep our cool, and we've been bludgeoned with it ever since. And they've made the most of it in fact, they've made so much more out of it than you could possibly imagine. I mean, now is it up to 9 people dead, I think, from January 6th? It's either 7 or 9. I don't know. It went up from, first of all, it was 3, then it was 5, then it was 7, and now I think it's 9. I mean, everybody who dies after that event dies because of January 6th. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So anyway, we hopefully learned a valuable lesson there that when you get out of control, when there's a riot, they're going to really make something out of that forever. Don't give them that opportunity again, no matter who wins on November 5th. Also, the Kristi Noem thing. I'm still a little bit baffled about, I'm a lot baffled as to why she even brought up the killing of her dog. Why? And now we're getting into the killing of her horses, her goat. Why'd she kill the goat?
Oh, the goat stunk.
It stunk?
Yeah, the goat smelled bad.
So she killed it.
Yeah.
What?
What you do when a goat stinks?
Then you kill it.
It was also
I'm not aware of that. Yeah, not aware of that.
Yeah, I think it was I don't think I have the story here. I read it on Friday. I think they castrated the goat. Is that right? And then the goat got aggressive.
Oh.
And so.
Oh, that's what happened.
Again, if you chop my balls off, I'm going to get aggressive. Okay, but the goat stunk, and then so when she shot it over at the gravel pit, where she goes to kill animals. Or as some are saying in the Pat Gray audience, the train station, a Yellowstone reference. So good.
Yeah.
The Noem train station. Anyway, so she shot the goat, but the goat jumped and she didn't kill it.
So she takes
she had to walk back and get another shell.
Or the dog or the horse to the border with Wyoming. And then kills it there.
Yes.
Right? That's the train station.
Yeah, because there's nobody in that county.
That's good.
And she can get away with it.
So I'm going to give you her quote.
Hold on.
The quote
about the goat?
About the goat.
Okay.
Are you ready? Here's the quote.
Yeah.
Nasty and mean.
Nasty and mean.
Disgusting, musky, rancid.
See? Stunk.
And love to chase her children.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, is there anybody else that could take the goat, though?
And that's what a lot of people are saying.
She's so unprepared, though, when she goes to kill the goat. She shoots it, and the way the story reads, it almost was like the same time that she killed the dog. She's like, you know what, as long as I'm here at the pit, let me grab the goat too. And she shoots the goat jumps, so the goat survives. She has to walk back to the truck, get a shell, go back to the goat, put it out of its misery, and then realizes that construction workers have been watching this whole time, like out on the road or whatever.
Oh.
And then her daughter comes home, gets off the bus, and says, "Where's Cricket?" Honey, Cricket, I had to take to the gravel pit today. And
took her to the train station in Wyoming.
Yeah.
Right there at the border with Wyoming, and killed it there. Threw it over the cliff.
It's just whatever. I mean, yes, it's bad that the dog killed 2 chickens. That when she stopped to talk to somebody, I don't know, and got out and killed the chickens. I got that. And so the defense is, that's farm life, I don't know. Could you not take the dog somewhere?
I know, somewhere else.
Well, I know the dog bit her.
The dog did turn on her. Yeah, and that's a non-starter. You're out of the family. Yeah. I got that. Yeah. But I don't know, killing it? It's a little extreme.
Humane Society? I don't know, somewhere?
Take it to PETA. Make it PETA's problem. And that way you don't have to deal with PETA today.
That's fair.
Yeah. But because I think this probably eliminated her as a VP contestant.
You think
Don't
so?
you think?
I
think so.
Oh, I absolutely
think so. You're not going to want a dog killer. That's all she's going to hear about now. That's it.
I mean, she's now the Michael Vick of politics.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shoot.
Right or wrong?
Yeah, right
Perception
or wrong.
is reality.
That's right.
Weird.
It's a
weird
darn
that,
shame.
I think your point is really the bigger one here. We can argue, farm girl, that's just the way things are, or that was inhumane. But why would you document that? Why would you put that in a book?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. And her quote, I hated that dog. Untrainable, dangerous to anyone she came in contact with, and less than worthless as a hunting dog. Okay, well, I'm not that fond of my dog either. It's my wife's dog, really. But I'm not going to take it out and shoot it.
Right, and I love that she's making that's what you want. You want to make a decision. This is one thing when you're a parent, if you believe in corporal punishment, you don't do it on emotion, right? You don't beat the crap out of your kid when you're in a bad mood or you're really angry and flying off the handle. She killed this dog in the same breath she's talking about, I hated that dog.
Yeah.
I had to shoot him. I mean, God, I don't know, man.
I know. It's weird.
It's just very weird.
It's just really weird. Yeah. New poll shows that the majority of Americans believe the United States spends too much on foreign aid. What?
Where are they getting that?
Where is that coming from? This is Congress just approved a $95 billion taxpayer-funded foreign aid package, which will be distributed across Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. According to a recent survey conducted by Rasmussen, 57% of likely U.S. voters said they think the U.S. government spends too much for foreign aid. 57% is all?
I know.
10% said foreign aid spending is not enough. 23% said it's about right. So you got 33% saying not enough or about right. The question featured on the survey stated in general, does the U.S. government spend too much or not enough for foreign aid, or is the amount of foreign aid spending about right? On Tuesday night, the U.S. Senate, of course, last week, voted to pass a $95 billion foreign aid package after a vote approved it in the House on Saturday morning. Ukraine getting $61 billion, Israel about $26 billion, and another paltry $8 billion for Taiwan. Notably, the U.S. is more supportive of funding Israel than Ukraine. Well, as we should be. According to the results of the poll, 3 questions were posed. One asking about total funding to foreign nations, and the other 2 got voters' feelings on spending money in Israel and Ukraine individually. Well, that's good, I think, that we are more friendly towards giving money to Israel, who is a longtime ally. And, we should probably support them if you believe in the Bible, whereas not so much for Ukraine. And we've already given Ukraine over $200 billion in total.
Yeah. And I got news for you. Since that Tuesday night package, I mean, this is insane. On Friday night, did you see that U.S. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin announced that a $6 billion long-term military aid package for Ukraine, the largest to date? This is military stuff. So basically, it'll allow the U.S. to purchase new equipment produced by. So that's how they're selling this. Is that look, we're giving them our military stuff while having the defense industry build new stuff for us. See, jobs and stuff.
Unbelievable.
So
it's
is there a gap between giving away our military equipment and building our new stuff? Because that would seem like the sweet spot for an adversary to kind of move in on us.
It would seem that way,
and
wouldn't
that
it?
town hall article right there, really, because it's really tough to keep up with all of the billions we're spending on Ukraine. But
Sure
boy,
is.
it's laid out nicely here if you want to.
The Republican-controlled House voted 311. Again, and look at the difference here, too. Look at how easily this passed. We're not even close to getting sick and tired of this and letting our reps know that we expect you to stop the madness. It was 311 to 112. Almost 200 votes to approve the $61 billion for aid to Ukraine. Among House Republicans, the bill lost 112 to 101. My gosh. Among House Democrats, it was 210 to 0. The Senate voted 79-18 to approve it. Republicans cast 15 of the 18 votes against it. So, the usual suspects. Mike Lee voted against it. I think Rand Paul voted against it. Who else? Anybody else we could think of right off the top of our heads? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just 2 days after the House approved this $61 billion in aid for Ukraine, the State Department released its 2023 report on human rights in that country. It cited both the Russian military, which has invaded Ukraine, and the Ukrainian government itself for human rights abuses. So it's not just human rights abuses on the part of the Russian military, but also the Ukrainian government?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. We've talked about them going after churches and political opponents and media that isn't telling the story the way Zelensky would like.
Significant human rights abuses committed by Russia's forces in areas that were under Russian control involved severe and wide-ranging cases, according to the State Department. These included, among other abuses, credible reports of arbitrary or unlawful killings, including extrajudicial killings, enforced disappearance, torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, serious restrictions on freedom of expression and media freedom, including violence or threats of violence against journalists, unjustified arrests or prosecution of journalists, severe restrictions on religious freedom, and the existence of the worst forms of child labor. So what happened with human rights in those areas of Ukraine not controlled by Russian forces? There were also significant human rights abuses involving Ukrainian government officials, although not comparable to the scope of Russia's abuses, according to the State Department. These included credible reports of enforced disappearance, torture and cruel, inhuman, or degrading treatment or punishment, harsh and life-threatening prison conditions, arbitrary arrest or detention, serious problems with the independence of the judiciary, restrictions on freedom of expression, like we have here.
Yeah. I mean, you're reading our State Department report on Ukraine before the most recent round of giving them billions.
Yep. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, they don't care.
They do not care.
That's fine. State Department also cited Ukraine for serious restrictions on internet freedom, substantial interference with the freedoms of peaceful assembly and association, restrictions on freedom of movement, serious government corruption, extensive gender-based violence, systemic restrictions on workers' freedom of association, and the existence of the worst forms of child labor. The war, of course, was partly responsible for the situation in Ukraine. Some of these human rights issues stemmed from martial law, which continued to curtail democratic freedoms, including freedom of movement, freedom of the press, freedom of peaceful assembly, and legal protections. However, the report on human rights for Ukraine the year before Russia's invasion also cited Ukraine for human rights abuses. And they named them. The government generally failed to take adequate steps to prosecute or punish most officials who committed abuses, resulting in a climate of impunity, which is what we've been saying all along, that even before all of this, the Ukrainian government was completely corrupt. Wow. Civil society and media noted corruption remained common at all levels in the executive, legislative, and judicial branches, influencing judicial and law enforcement institutions and the management of state property and state companies and state regulation.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure that this State Department report was from 2021, which makes it even worse. Okay, so that makes it even worse.
Some of it was, they're comparing the 2023 report to the 2021 report, where a lot of the same things were going on, so even before the war.
So we knew how corrupt that nation was before we sent them a dime.
$250 billion or whatever it's been so far. Yeah, we've known it all along. I mean, we talked about it how many times? We didn't do that investigation. It was the State Department telling us at the time that Ukraine was corrupt. All through the 2000s, they've been talking about how corrupt Ukraine is, one of the most corrupt governments on the planet. And we just keep sending them money.
Yes, we do. That's
Amazing.
the American way.
Yeah. Did you know Fast Growing Trees is the biggest online nursery in the United States of America? More than 10,000 different kinds of plants and over 2 million happy customers here in the U.S. They have everything you could possibly want. Fruit trees, palm trees, evergreens, house plants, so much more. Whatever you're interested in, they have it. You'll find the perfect fit for your climate and space, just like I did for the climate here in Texas and the space that we had available in the front of the house. I mean, they're the experts. They can help you find exactly the right thing for your space and for whatever climate you're in. And it'll arrive in 1 to 2 days right at your door, along with their 30-day Alive and Thrive guarantee. They offer free plant consultation forever. So if you have any problems, you don't know what to do with whatever's growing in your area or how to make it continue to grow, they can help you with that. And right now, this spring, they have the best deals online, up to half off on select plants and other deals. And because you listen to this show, you'll get 15% off your first purchase when you use the offer code PAT at checkout. That's an additional 15% off at fastgrowingtrees.com. Use the promo code PAT at checkout. Fastgrowingtrees.com. Offers valid for a limited time. Terms and conditions may apply.
Pat Gray is unleashed.
Wait, are you telling me a new gender has been discovered?
Yeah, what are we up to as far as
genders?
Yeah.
Well, 192.
How many?
192?
192.
192.
You're incorrect. It's 193.
Oh.
We have a new one.
Okay.
That we've discovered.
Yeah.
And we should learn it.
Did you know, however, there is a gender identity that is linked to the seasons? This is called gender season. And this is a gender identity I've only just learnt about. It's a micro-identity. It's not an identity that I have ever heard discussed before. It's a new one for me. Gender season is an individual who explores their gender identity in relation to a season or all the seasons. So this might be somebody whose gender expression and identity is linked to one season. So for example, winter. Or this might be somebody whose gender identity and expression changes depending on the season.
All right. Yeah. All right. That makes sense.
Got it?
Uh-huh.
He says it's a micro identity.
It's a micro identity.
That's the word of the day.
Okay.
Micro identity.
And your gender season. So, like, you might be male in the summertime, female in the winter.
Oh, that's how you're taking it?
Yeah.
I was thinking you identify as a season. No? Am I wrong?
No, I was thinking, I don't know.
This is the discussion in America.
Yeah, that's
2024. So I typically.
How did you take it, Chris?
I took it the same way Pat took it.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was thinking that maybe
so your gender changes depending on the season.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, if think about it like this: when it's really cold outside, I can see why a male will feel like a female because it's really cold outside.
Really,
And
you
in
can see that?
I can see that. I can see that happening. And in the summer,
me too.
It's like, oh, it's hot. Like, okay, let's let it hang.
We got it.
Uh-huh.
So, does your
Nice.
identity change, like, roughly speaking? I'm just throwing out a date here.
Okay.
Around March 21st? Maybe
Yes,
June
it corresponds
21st?
with the solstice.
Yeah.
Yes.
So maybe around, what's next there? September 21st-ish?
Yeah.
December 21st-ish?
Mm-hmm.
Is that when it's changing?
Yes. Yes.
I mean, this
It's
world
transitioning.
is so absurd.
Oh, my gosh.
Is it?
Cannot. What do you mean, is it?
And I love the lesson from the pink-haired person.
I wonder what season she's on right now.
Man. Well, she didn't even know about it. So I'm thinking that she doesn't identify that way. She's not.
Okay.
She doesn't have micro identity. She's got some other sort of identity going on.
If this is
she has identity.
Yeah.
If this is a micro identity, then what subset is it under? Like, you know what I'm saying?
You're so ignorant.
I don't know.
You bigotry.
Lay it out for me then.
It's so
Lay it
ignorant.
out for me.
I don't have time. 1 minute.
You
I
don't
don't
have
have time.
don't have time.
We don't have
Just
time.
a
Maybe we'll get
weird-
into it tomorrow.
No, maybe we won't.
Something else I want to get into is this scam email I keep getting.
Again? Jimmy Fallon?
No, it's not Fallon this time. This time I'm invited to speak in Japan at the World Gene Convention.
You made it.
Yeah. Yeah, this is big time.
I've been waiting for this break for you.
Here's,
Me too.
Here's how it starts. Dear Dr. Patrick Gray.
Come on.
Dr. Patrick Gray. Yeah, thank you for the respect there. Appreciate
Is that your new micro identity?
Hope you receive this letter in a wonderful mood.
Did you?
Yes. Well, they called me Dr. Patrick Gray.
So you were in a good mood when you read it?
I was.
Thank goodness.
Yeah. It's a great pleasure for us to invite you to be an oral speaker. So I'm not speaking out my anus, I guess. I'm speaking orally at the 14th World Gene Convention. We'll get into this maybe tomorrow.
I can't wait.
Because I want to know what the scam is involved here. What is the deal? Why do they keep doing this? How does it benefit them? See you on Overtime.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.